Hey everyone, it's Jason and welcome to another One Piece the card game unboxing. This is for starter deck number 6, Absolute Justice. So we are bringing in the Navy, or sorry, the Marines rather. I guess it's both. I think they call them the Navy in here. Yeah, this is a black color deck. So like the original ones were, the first four were the red, blue, green, and purple. And then we did have, that's the first 4. Number 5 was the film set, which covered a bunch of different characters. That was a purple set. The first red was Luffy's crew, Straw Hat. Blue was Warlords. Green was the Worst Generation. And purple was the Animal Kingdom. So now we're getting into blacks. This is our first foray into the black color if you're just buying starter decks. That was the 5th color added into the game. And then eventually they'll have yellow will be coming as well. But if you did buy the packs in the second set, Paramount Wars, they did also have black cards in there as well. So if you bought the second set, you can watch an unboxing I have for that as well. I'll try and remember to link it. Hopefully I'll remember to link it, because there's more cards that probably definitely work well with this set. So yeah, we're going to jump in there. On the back here, it does show off, just a quick spoiler, I guess. It's going to show off all the different characters and cards we have. There are 17 different cards and the quantities. That's one nice thing about these starter decks is they don't hide what's in them. There's not a surprise. There's not a random card. I remember I used to buy you buy the old Dragon Ball Z starter decks, and they'd be like, here's the same exact cards in every deck. So if you bought 4 decks, you had, if you had 40 cards in the deck, you had 40 cards that were the exact same in every deck. But then they'd be like, but dang, we have the 5 or 6 magical cards that are different, which were your character cards. So one deck you might get Goku, one you might get Vegeta. But you never knew. And that was the thing. And then it would also be, if you got them, you got all, levels of them. But if, there's 6 characters in the thing, you could buy 6 decks, and you got super lucky, you would get all 6 different characters. Chances are, you weren't lucky, and you probably got maybe 4 of them, and then you had to really wonder if you should bother to keep buying for the last 2 characters. Or if you just suck it up and you have to, I guess I'm not finding them. Or you get too many of the same ones. A little slight upside was on, the other, 3 cards in there were, rare cards that were always different. Regardless, they weren't tied to the character, nor were they tied to the pack. So, even if I bought 2 packs and I got Goku twice, the idea, again, was trading cards. You could trade your Goku for someone else that maybe had Vegeta that you didn't have, and they got a second one. But you also get these other cards. But that is sort of nice about these, where you can just buy a straight-up static deck, know what's in there, not have to gamble. Alright, so we have One Piece. We have the One Piece right here. We found it. Look, everyone, we found the One Piece. It was in my deck of cards the entire time. Alright, so we're going to start off, we have our Don cards. You're going to get a set of these, I think there's 10. Always the same artwork, same everything. We have the light white back with the green print. That'll be the same for all of them. Alright, so let's see who we have in the Navy. Yes, I just did that. And I don't feel any remorse or shame for it. So we have Suzuki, who is the leader for the Navy. He has a life of 5. He has the little black symbol down here in the bottom corner to show that he's black. If I grab one of the other cards, that's how those appear, like that. So I'll show that that's the black ones. Yeah, so even though, they call him Navy, I think Navy is what they refer to him for, America, but, all the artwork, all the stuff on there, they're going to keep having Marines on there. Because I think that's what they referred to him over in the original manga. He has 5,000 attack. He's a special type. life of 5, and he says active main once per turn. For 3, you may rest the specified number of Don cards in your cost area. You may trash 1 card from your hand, tail up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 0. Then pay 3 to eliminate a 0 cost character. Pretty much it. Although you still have to also discard a card from your hand. So, 4 resources, but a 0 cost card. I'm wondering if there's going to be cards in here that reduce your reduce cost to 0, so if you can like tie in with that. Alright, so we have 1 copy of him. Of course, we only need 1 leader. We do get 2 copies of our other rare, so this will be listed down there as a super rare. Even though it's in the deck, they keep the rarities mentioned just because that way if like this ever got reprinted somewhere, it should be reprinted as a super rare rarity. So this is a 5 cost. This is Smoker. Who can definitely, he has the smoke fruit. I keep my brain keeps reading the manga. I believe it's plum fruit, like not plum like PULME. I believe. I might be wrong on that. 7,000. This character cannot be killed by effects. Oh yeah, because he can turn into Smoker can turn into a cloud of smoke. So he has Don 1. If there's a character that costs of 0, this character gains double attack. This card deals 2 damage. Nice. Yeah, so there has to be something that lets us drop attacks down to 0. Or costs down to 0. But that's cool. Alright, then we have, up next, we have 2 copies of our other super rare. We have Monkey D. Garp. This is Ace and Luffy's grandpa. So he's also a 5 cost, 6,000 attack, active main. You may trash 1 card in your hand and rest this character. Tail up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. Well, that's kind of neat. So the other 2 guys are like, hey, you can do this stuff to get rid of 0 cost. Garp's just like, nah, just take out something at 4 cost. It's a lot easier than having to reduce their cards. Awesome. So let's see who else we have here. We're going to start getting, I think all the rest of these are then listed as commons. Yeah, there might be a rare in here somewhere. We'll find out. We have 2 copies of Kobe. So this is growing up Kobe. Let's see, he's got 1 cost. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, tail up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 0. So a lot of stuff about trashing cards from your hand, which is essentially discarding it. I'm pretty sure trash is just their turn for discarding. I'm going to see if I have anything in the instruction book that just reinforces me saying that. Of course, this is a yeah. So we have our deck and then we have our trash pile. So I'm assuming trash is just discarding. That's usually what that means. But of course, nothing in here. Is going to actually say this, because this is just a really quick setup guide. But yeah, it's below your deck listed on the play area sheets. I'm just assuming it's just discarding, not like removing from game, not like exiling or KOing it. All right, who do we have up next? We have 4 copies of Django. So remember when I love that some of the older villains or older characters like Kobe was like. Very early on, he was he was before Usopp, or was he during? Yeah, he was before Usopp. He was with wait, when was he? I can't remember. He was early in the series. Crap, I can't remember if he was before or after Usopp's arc. But yeah, he was helping Luffy, and basically Luffy was he was with. he was just helping out with in the was it the first or second episode, just helping out with Zoro when he was trying to rescue him, and then basically when Luffy found out he wanted to be a Marine, he attacked him. Yeah, because it was with Elva. He was working on Elva's ship. Yeah, and they basically like, yeah, you know, like, you can't help me, like, I'm a pirate, you know, so he basically, like, quote unquote, turned on Kobe so that Kobe could be a Navy because he wasn't be associated with pirates. And then King was kind of neat because he was against them during the, this was during Usopp's storyline. Now he joined the Navy later on. He's just a very simple one-cost character, no special abilities. We have 4 copies of Sengoku. When attacking, give up to one of your opponent's characters -4 cost during this turn. So there we go. So when this guy attacks, he can minus someone's cost up to 4. Then you can play these other effects that if they have 0, it'll knock them down. But that only works if they're 4 or less. So these 5 cost characters, you might have to use multiple effects. We have 4 copies of Kashigiri. I'm going to butcher all these names like I do every other time I try and do anime. Active main. You may rest this character. You go up to one of your opponent's characters -2 cost during this turn. So there we go. So she can just rest to do it. So that way she can help either bring down a cheap character or she can help work with the other Sengoku to like combat his ability to make everyone else go down quicker. Like they only knocked them down a little bit. 4 copies of Shiru. And I'm not sure who some of these people are. So I know that she, Kashigiri, works with Smoker. She's like his second-hand man. A blocker, your opponent declares an attack. You may rest this card to make the attack new target of the attack. This will help you out. They're trying to focus on your guys that are reducing their costs. You can then turn around and instead play this guy, block it, and force that damage that direction. We have 2 copies of Hina. This is one of the other Navy characters that go around that Luffy has to deal with here and there. On play, deal with one of your opponent's characters -4 cost during this turn. Okay, so like a one-time definitely works. We have 4 copies of Full Body. Just a very simple character. Does 2 costs, 4,000. We have 4 copies of Helmeppo. This must come from a later arc. I do not know who he is. Play, give up one of your characters -3 cost during this turn. You can see all these guys are really funneling back in to be able to use Suzuki's attack here. So it says you may rest a specified number of Don cards in your area, and then you may trash 1 card from your hand to take up one of your opponent's characters. These other guys are going to reduce their costs, and then he's just going to straight up KO them. So that way, if they're playing their big powerful guys, like if they're playing their big powerful guys like Smoker, who are 5, you may have to play 2 or 3 cards to knock them down to 0, but you get a free KO without having to attack or any of that stuff. And this guy can also, and then also works with Smoker there, because if you reduce them down to be kind of like your main regular playable character, your big gun, you can knock him down, he can do double damage. Definitely some cool combos here. We have Momanga. Again, we just get some more generic guys, but they're going to help protect the rest of your team. And then our last character is, we had 4 copies of him, and we have 4 copies of T-Bone. So there's T-Bone. Alright. Then we have some ability cards, or event cards, rather. So, you guys have the blue and gold backs. Just to point that out. We have Shockwave. We have 2 copies of Shockwave. Counter, up to one of your leader or character cards gains 4,000 power during this battle. Then kill up to one of your opponent's active characters at the cost of 3 or less. So we've already knocked a bunch of them down. And then that way they can go ahead and boost up. Or you can give an extra 4,000 to Smoker definitely wouldn't hurt either. So I believe, I'm not sure whose ability that is. Usually it's one of the characters on here. Shockwave though, I wonder, I'm not sure who has the Shockwave ability. Just double checking through here. I don't think maybe we got an ability for a character we don't actually have. That's very possible. Alright, anyhow, we have 2 copies of the Great Eruption. So this is Suzuki's special attack. This has the magma fruit. Draw 1 card, then give it to one of your opponent's characters -2 cost this turn. Trigger, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and trashes it. And then we have 4 copies of Smoker's ability, Whiteout. Counter, up to one of your leaders or character cards gains plus 2,000 power during this battle. Trigger, draw a card, and none of your characters can be KO'd this turn. That's cool, so you can basically give his ability to everybody else. And then the final card we have in here, or 2 cards we have, are our stage, which not every deck gets a stage card, so it's definitely exciting. The Navy HQ, on play, give up to one of your opponent characters and -1 cost during this turn. That's cool, so you get a free one when you play it. And then active, you may rest this stage. If your leader has the Navy type, give up to one of your opponent's characters cost during this turn. So the fact is you can now voluntarily give one every turn. It's awesome. Plus, it works really well with, we had Sengoku here, who could give -4 very easily when attacking. So this could give -5, which a lot of characters, which is, I think, one of the highest cost of most of characters. Obviously, are going to be probably some more than that. But that's definitely cool. And then these guys, yep, they have the same backs on there. Yes, this definitely has. It's a very interesting set of characters, a very interesting deck of cards, the way they work. We'll take a really quick look at some of the other Navy cards from some of the other sets. And I just want to see how well they kind of work with this now that I've seen the mechanics for this deck. So 1 sec. Alright, so I have a couple of cards here from the Paramount War set. This is the second booster pack where they added the black. And now that we see how the Navy deck works, it's kind of interesting to see how, I just want to see how some of these might work. So we do have a different leader card. You can get Smoker as a leader instead, who says, give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 cost during this turn. If there's a character at the cost of 0, this leader gains 1,000. So instead of just getting to discard him, he kind of works with Smoker's playable card where he gets to do extra stuff. So it's definitely cool there. Yeah, there's some. I'm not going to go through every one of these. I just kind of want to see some of the ones that play with that effect. So we have Onigumo, who says their character the cost of 0. This character gains Banish. So that's definitely cool. We have a super rare Kuzan. This is one of the big dogs. This is the lightning. When we had fire, we have lightning now. Just draw a card. Give up one of your opponent's characters -cost during this turn. So he works like Sengoku, except he also has an on-play ability. Yeah, who else do we have here? So we have a different Kobe here, of course. You may trash. Give one of your opponent's characters the cost of 3 or less. So that's kind of interesting, just compared to the deck version of Kobe. if I can grab him back out of here. So the deck version says on play, may trash a card from your hand to KO one with a cost of 0. And this one says you may KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. So this is actually a much better card, but the cost is 1 cost with 2,000 or 3 costs with 4,000. So it's kind of like which do you need? Like, if you have a lot of extra cards that reduce and you can reduce stuff quick, you could probably get the cheaper one out and get rid of a card for 0. But maybe if you can't, might not hurt to maybe supplement with like 2 of one, 2 of these guys. Just then that way you can, yes, you can kind of get that guy out a little bit quicker. We got something neat here with, let's see if I have the other one. So we have Django here, who has, if you have full body, he cannot be KO'd. And then we have full bodies, who says if you have Django, gains 3,000 attack during this battle. So it's kind of neat. So these two, the deck ones don't have effects, but these two both gained effects. So that's kind of the neat things that you can always play if you didn't have the other ones. I'm sure the other ones in the deck are cheaper. We have Strawberry. There's a character with the cost of 0. Your opponent cannot activate the blocker of any character with the cost of 5 or less during this battle. Nice. So you drop 1 character down. If you don't KO it. So some of the effects that you KO is a great thing. Here you could use it to prevent them from having a blocker. Definitely cool there. We have another Kashigiri, who lets you drop an opponent's when attacking -3. So you have another attacking one. And we have a different version of Suru, who said had blocker, but now we can give up one of your opponent's characters -2. So it's kind of cool. They have a little bit different abilities for each different character. There's obviously some other ones here we haven't looked at. I was trying to show the ones that have that minus effect. With Belle Marie, you may rest this character, give up one of your opponent's characters -1 cost during this turn. Then after one of your leader characters gains 1,000 power during this turn. That's definitely really powerful. Makes her kind of like a character version of that stage card. Then we have Borsalino. So this is the Light General. So this is kind of like one of the other third big one. So the one I was missing from the set is Sakizuki, which is the main character of this set. So I'm still missing him though. Gains 1,000 power and blocker. So he doesn't actually do anything. But he does have lots of stuff for him being prevented from being KO'd. And then the last one I will show off is we had another event card for him, Meteor Volcano. Take one of your opponent's character at the cost of 1 or less. Definitely cool. So yeah, if you picked up this deck here, set number 6, and you need Absolute Justice, and you want to play with the black cards or the navy, if you'd like to supplement them, the Paramount War set definitely has some cool cards for that. That is definitely a way to go. I think, did any of the new cards, let me just check this. I'm trying to remember if any of the new leader cards were multicolored into black. And there might be, I might just not have one. Yeah, so they do have other cards like this, which I didn't show. We have Zephyr, who's from the film, who's part of the Neo Navy, who is purple and black. So you can mix someone like him in with both sets. So he, like, you have a purple and a black deck. So obviously if you get him, now you've opened up that Navy ability to be even bigger. Because he does have an effect that works with that. It says, one of your characters, opponent's character at the cost of 3, take up the one with a cost of 3 or less, and he gains 1,000. So yeah, if you got him from the deck, now you could add purple in there as well, which opens up a new, brand new, full set of cards to do. I think there was probably like one other one that might have been multicolored. Um, but yeah, that adds up to because if you get that, if you get the purple deck, which is the fourth deck, which has Shanks in it as a leader, but we do have other Neo Navy characters that are in that purple. So if you happen to get him, you might be able to get some of them other ones that are part of the Neo Navy, which might have some other interesting abilities that work for you. Alright, so that is what we have for Absolute Justice. Hopefully, I can pick up the yellow set when it comes out, and I have not done an unboxing for the Romancing Dawn, which is the first booster pack set. Hopefully I can try and pick up a box of that, and I can do an unboxing for that as well. It should be interesting to see some of the different cards in there other than just the starter decks. Just one-piece cards are hard to find. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.